Hello and welcome everyone. This is Mike. I'm the founder and CEO of SuiteDash. This video is just one in a series of many videos that will be highlighting both new and current features. Be sure that you're subscribed on YouTube and following us on all social media to get the latest videos and updates about new and existing features. Alright, so let's get started. So today we'll be looking at dynamic dashboards, right? What is a dynamic dashboard? So a dashboard, of course, in most software is the thing that you see typically when you first log in. The thing about SuiteDash is that, of course, we don't want everyone to see the same thing. And the power of SuiteDash is the ability to adapt and be what we call dynamic, which means based on who is logged in and what their scenario is in your world, we want to show them exactly what you want them to see. We want to feed them data that's fresh, that's dynamic, that changes with their particular place in your funnel or in your business or in your the way you're typing them, however that works. So the dynamic dashboard is, I have to say, really, really good at that. Love this design, love this logic. I'm going to have a good time explaining it to you, so stick with me. If you're new to SuiteDash, just prepare because this is not normal. What you're getting ready to see here is not a normal run-of-the-mill type of implementation. Okay, so usually it's kind of like, okay, Mr. A gets dashboard A and Mr. B gets dashboard B forever, and that's the way it works until I reassign it. Yeah, well, that's good, but this is much, much better. So let's start and we'll see, it'll become obvious what I mean. Okay, so what you're looking at now is a super admin has logged in, say, for the first time. If you're just logging in for the first time, you're just getting started, you're going to see what we call the Get Started widget, okay? And this is exclusive only to a super admin. So you'll have a video here and you can scroll down and see small little snippets of information about different functionalities. It's separated and collapsible. So you can really get a good start on your education and your SuiteDash journey here. You can click this and this goes directly to the documentation for this particular article. And this is okay because this is the super admin, so it doesn't break what we call break white label, because only the super admin can see this, and the super admin is always safe to see the word SuiteDash. So if you are deploying this to your customers, for example, or your client, your end-use clients, and you are using your own branding, or you're just not revealing to them that SuiteDash is powering this, that's totally fine. You're going to give them the keys to their portal in the form of admin level credentials, and therefore they will never see this. But I just wanted to acknowledge that this is the first thing that a super admin will see when they first start. Okay, so then what does your client and staff see? Well, that kind of depends. If you just start with us, the first thing that a client, if you just log in and you create let me just refresh here. If you log in and create a new client, like a test client, and they are logging in for the first time, they're going to see this. And this is what we call the welcome widget, the welcome block, excuse me, of the dashboard. It's super generic. It's meant to be super generic. It's meant to not say anything specific, not to give any kind of indication about you should go over here and this is what you should be seeing. It's really generic because, of course, we have no idea what your business is about and what you want it to be about. So this is the super generic starting place for all accounts, unless you're a super admin. Okay, so the super admin gets the Get Started widget. Everyone else will see this until you make a change that will result in them seeing something different. Okay, so I think that's clear. Super admin, Get Started widget. Everybody else, welcome widget. I keep saying widget. I'm sorry. The block, the Get Started block, the welcome block. All right, let's go back to the admin side. Now, this is the dashboard menu icon or menu item that we see here. We call this the default dashboard, which means This menu item is the dashboard menu, default dashboard menu item. You can use custom menus to create 100 dashboard items here and call them, I'm sorry, 100 menu items here and rename them dashboard and use different icons. So that's what I mean. You could kind of hack the system and take people to somewhere else, a portal page, a start page, something like that, using the word dashboard. But out of the box, this is the default dashboard menu item. So how do you adjust, how do you make changes to what is displayed here and who can see it? The place that you do that is here. It's in content and you click dashboards, okay? And here you're going to get a list of dashboards that you may edit and you may assign and you may use the settings that we provide. Before I go much further, let's look at and acknowledge that there are such things as dashboard templates. Okay, and this means that you can make a template out of the dashboards that you create, and you can even contribute them to the template library. And let's look at this so you're aware. And if you haven't seen it or you're just getting started, in the template library there are dashboard templates. So if you go into the type here, the first one is dashboard, and you can see that they all have different colors based on the type, and of course dashboard is pink, the most attractive color. But pink is the one we have here, so, or whatever we call this, fuchsia. But see all these dashboards, if you choose dashboard type, they'll be filtered by dashboards, and these are all dashboards you can just load directly into your account. These are pre-built for you as a starting place to load into your account and get started with a dashboard. And I've done exactly that here under this space dashboard. You'll see this is the one I grabbed and for this illustration. Okay, so before we go too far into these dashboards, let's talk about what you see here, fallback and fallback SA. What does this mean? And to explain this, we have to go to our trusty whiteboard, which is over here. Let's work through the logic, okay? So we're going to build up the logic one step at a time so you guys really get it. As we discussed, the dashboard is when the logged in user, when they enter the portal, then they're going to be directed, unless some other instruction is in place, they're going to go to this default dashboard, the dashboard that we just looked at. If there's no other instruction, they're going to see that welcome block dashboard. Or the actual construction is, if they log in and they are not assigned to a different dashboard by individual assignment, circle assignment, team assignment, or role assignment, if that is the case, if there is no assignment by any of these, then they are directed to the fallback dashboard. Okay, let's go back and finish this explanation. So if I click into my first dashboard, which is designated as the fallback dashboard, oh, there it is. There's our welcome block that we saw before. So what does this mean? It means that if someone logs in, anyone besides the super admin logs in and they have not been directly assigned a specific dashboard based on, I want this dashboard to be assigned to Caitlin, or they haven't been assigned by circle or team, as we see here, or they haven't been assigned by a role, then they're going to go to the fallback, a fallback dashboard. Fallback is kind of a terminology used in coding as well, but it's pretty obvious what it is. Okay, so this is the fallback if no other assignments. Now this welcome block, you can edit, just to be clear, if you don't like this cool little image. If it's not cool for you, then here's some other nice little images you can choose from that are intended to be generic. Of course, we don't know what you are trying to get across, but guess what? If you don't like it, you can upload your own image, right? So now you can make your own little welcome block. You can set your own language, and you can just keep this as your fallback, and everybody's happy, completely customized. You can add other blocks here, okay? Any of our other blocks. You can build a whole huge dashboard here and leave this fallback as the fallback in case no one's assigned. That's what will happen. Okay, so that's clear. Now, fallback super admin, I think most of you, if you want to jump in the chat and tell me what we're going to find when I click in here to the fallback super admin, like you write the get started block, right? And if you'll notice, I can also do the same thing here. I can add any number of blocks here. I can build a huge dashboard that is very complex and a complex layout. But here, the get started block is only available in the super admin fallback. Okay, and this prevents this being used in any other role, which protects the white labeling that you may be trying to use and protect the brand that you are promoting. Okay, so back up in summary. The fallback is here. This is for every role. This is the fallback for the super admin. Can you make another dashboard the fallback dashboard? You sure can. Any other dashboard that you have in this list, you can easily set as fallback, and this one will become the fallback. Then this one will be editable in any other way. So any dashboard that you create, you can just modify this one to your heart's content, or you can create another one and set that as the fallback. Tom asked a question, and he says, can the super admin dashboard be assigned to other internal users? No, Tom, they cannot. It is only for the super admin. Well, why so sad, Tom? There's no reason to be sad. You can create this dashboard and make it any way you want, and you can assign this super. Yeah, exactly. Tom says, I don't know why. I'm just sad. He's wanted to do it. You'll be able to create what you want to do. Yeah. And Andrew says, I wish there could be 2 super admins. Maybe, Andrew. Maybe. I could take both sides of that argument, but maybe in the future. It's not a super high priority, but let's continue. So you have a super admin fallback and a regular fallback, and then you can create any number of other dashboards that you want and assign, as we'll soon see. Okay. All right, so let's go to the next level and be clear about what we can see here. All right, so now let's look at dashboard priority. And before we look at this, let's see it in real time. So now let's open up the space dashboard. This is, forget fallback, forget any of that. Now we're creating a dashboard that we want to assign to some specific set or subset of users. Okay, so now we have a dashboard. Here it is. It's a little bit of a layout, has links to all the places we want, and we're happy. If we go here to settings, this is where the interesting part is. The assignment mechanism works like this. There is a highest priority, and of course you can read all this. I won't just read it out loud to you, but a highest priority, a medium priority, and a lowest priority. Okay, the highest priority is direct assignment, okay, to an individual. All right, here under medium priority is a circle assignment or team assignment. Most of you probably know, but let's just say it. Circles are a grouping mechanism for externals, which includes prospects and clients. Team is a grouping mechanism for internals, which is all of your internal roles. So you can group people together and make the assignment based on their circle or on their team. And then the lowest priority is the role assignment. So of course you're all familiar with the roles, right? So what does this mean? This means when someone logs in, we're going to check, does this individual person, we'll call him Caitlin, is Caitlin directly assigned to any dashboard? No. Okay, now let's look deeper. Is Caitlin associated with any team or circle that is directly assigned to a dashboard? If the answer is no, then we look deeper. And then we look at Caitlin's role, and we'll say, is any dashboard assigned directly to a role? Like, for example, you might want to just create one dashboard that you assign to all clients. And this will override the fallback for clients. Or if you say, I want this dashboard to only show to prospects, this overrides the fallback for all prospects. Okay, let's take it a little bit further. If the prospect is included in a circle, let's just call it website clients, then actually they're going to see this, not this, but there's a different dashboard. If they're also included in this circle, they're actually going to go to the dashboard that's assigned like this, not the one assigned to prospects. So in that world, all prospects that are not included in website client circle will land on that lowest priority assignment, the one, not this one, but another dashboard that we would be creating. And then one level above that is if there was a direct assignment, they would go to that one. So I think it's pretty clear. I can explain it 3 or 4 different ways, but this allows you to create a hierarchy. Okay, so say for example, you want all prospects except for website clients to go to one dashboard. Then you want website clients to go to this dashboard. But say you have another dashboard that's separate from this one that is designed to say, hey, you owe me money and you haven't paid me in 60 days, right? The deadbeat dashboard, we'll call it. And that one, even though your person is a website client and a prospect, you want to really jump over all of that, and you want to say, you know what, this person owes me money. Here's this guy. You assign him to the deadbeat dashboard. You go and click save, and now when he logs in, he's going to see a dashboard that goes, hey, you're a deadbeat. You owe me money. And then when he finishes, when he pays, all you have to do is go in and take him off that one, and now everything returns to normal. Then it goes back down the priority list, and now he'll see the website design, the website circle, this one that's designated like this. Okay, so let's just go here and reinforce. All right, again, dashboard priority, the highest is individual assignment. If we find a dashboard that's assigned individually, like the deadbeat dashboard we called it, boom, we'll take them over there. If that doesn't exist, we'll take them to whatever circle or team that they might be affiliated with, if it exists. If that doesn't exist, we'll check the role and see if that exists. We'll take them there. And if none of that fits, they go to the fallback. So there will always be a dashboard. There will always be a resolution. You get to decide and design a system based on your needs. This one, I think, could be designed to do just about anything. Any kind of complex structure can be built using this exact structure, this design. Okay, I think that is clear. So we've talked about the assignments, we've talked about the fallback, we've talked about the super admin fallback. Let's look at one more thing, just so I want to be real clear about it. All right. So let's just say that this circle, or this dashboard we're going to leave it assigned to the circle level, which is very common in most of your, as suite mates, you have circles, you understand how those work. So we'll have certain people in a circle land on one dashboard, and another dashboard will be another circle. But keep in mind that even on the dashboard level, just like in portal pages, you can permission a row or a column or just about anything based on circles, teams, roles, and users. Again, there's another layer of permissions that you can have access to. So what does that mean you can do with this? Well, you could have a row of information like this, for example. You could duplicate it 4 times, for example. Okay, so now I have 4 rows. I could have different information in this row for one circle, different information in this row for this circle, and this circle, and that circle. Well, how would that work? Let's look here. Keep in mind that a contact does not only have to be limited to one circle. In fact, you can build really complex and elegant solutions by including them in multiple circles. So in the case like this, what I'm showing here is a circle that also, this is the sort of top level circle, right? So if we say all website clients, and then we also segment further by, let's say, healthcare clients, and this one would be government, and this one would be retail, and this one would be e-commerce, say, for example, okay? But they're all website clients. They're all in this white circle, and this white circle is the one I'm using to permission the dashboard. So in the dashboard as a whole, I have them all in the website clients, right? Like this. So they're all going to land here. Everybody in the website client circle, which in this case is the white circle. But each one of them may also be associated with another circle, one of these four that we talked about. So inside the page, now I can create it. Not only is it dynamic as far as the dashboard that they land on, is it dynamic based on their circle, which dashboard they're routed to, but also the content that is on that particular dashboard can be dynamic based on their, say, second circle or their third circle or the fourth circle, whatever. There's not priorities, but what I mean is on one of their other circles, like in this case, this was e-commerce. So we permission one row of data that says it has content specific to that particular type of website client. And after they land on website client dashboard, we're showing them the specific information for that other circle, right? So in this case where I've shown 4 different rows and I'm modifying them each, I can use this row circle or the access options to show only for e-commerce circle. So now and then the same thing for these other rows, I will limit them to a different circle, a different circle, a different circle. And then when the person logs in who is a website client and in the e-commerce circle, they're in both circles, they'll be routed to this dashboard and they'll see only this row of data, but not these rows. So now the dashboard selection is dynamic and the dashboard content is also dynamic. Let's take it one more step. Inside, thank you, Michael. Michael's getting it. I know, right? It's not me. It's not me. Some of it's me, but some of it's you guys. But look, when we are building this, it's building blocks on top of building blocks on top of building blocks that lets these things happen. Michael says this is really cool stuff, and he's right. Okay, so now we've shown dashboard selection dynamic, dashboard content dynamic, but now I'm inside a text block, but I can also say, hi, dynamic placeholders. Now I can start to show actual individual dynamic data to the person who is logged in. So I've gone from the high level down to the lower level, down at the circle level, down to now we're at the individual level, returning data from the database about the individual who's logged in. So understand that you can assign this dashboard to a whole group of people, 100 people, and say they're evenly distributed. Okay? You can assign it. So 100 people, when they log in, will be taken to this one dashboard, and that's based on this website's client circle, this white circle. And then 25% of each, evenly distributed, 25% are in these little subcircles. And I have the 4 rows, right, permission based on that. And then as they log in and see the data, the rows, then I can individually show them their own personal information. All right. What's cool about this is the preview functionality. So let's say I haven't saved this yet, but it's still here. So now, see how I'm showing all the rows? I don't have time to set all this up and show it in real time, but you'll get the idea. In the preview, you can click here and pick any one of your clients. And this dashboard will reconfigure itself based on all the logic that I just described. And it will fill in the placeholder data, whatever placeholder with the data from the person that you select. So when I choose this person, I haven't saved yet, so this really won't happen. But all of Ida's personal data will show. It will check against Ida's. Is there a personal dashboard? Well, in that case, it doesn't make sense. But it will return it will check the circles and show only the rows that are associated with Ida, and it will return her personal information. All right, I think that's clear. I'm not sure how many other ways to say that. Okay, so you have your settings as far as your priorities, your assignments. You have your styling. This is all very, very common to portal pages. You can load new templates in if you'd like from your templates. You can populate your templates from the template library. Just go to the template library and add templates into your templates, and then you can use them in your dashboards. That's how that works. You can contribute templates if you'd like as well. Okay. All right, so let's do a little bit of exercise here, and we'll take one more question mark out of the equation. All right, let's take this fallback dashboard, my first dashboard, and let's just say that I'm not happy with just the welcome block. I want to add a little more information. So I'm just going to duplicate this. All right, now I have a duplicate. I'm going to rename this. I'm going to call this welcome plus announcements. That's perfect. Okay. And then I'm just going to assign it based on, let's just assign it to SEO clients, for example. It doesn't matter. No, let's do it. Makes more sense to just assign it to all prospects and clients. Let's just say that's the way I want to do it. Okay, so now I have this welcome block, which I might create a custom image for, and I might customize this. And then maybe what I want to do is add announcements, an announcements block here. Okay. So this is kind of goes right along with the dashboard explanation. The announcements works in a very similar way. You'll notice that when I open up this content menu, we see dashboards, that's where we found it, but we also see announcements, right? I'm going to open this in a new tab and then explain how this works. So when you add an announcements block, you can choose between select individual announcements, like that, or you can choose select all, in which it will show all the current announcements and all announcements created in the future, if you'd like to do that. So you can manage it in two ways. So you could just have like an announcements feed, or you can say on this particular page, I just want to show these particular announcements. And this is your choke point. You can go here and adjust that anytime you like. So let's just say select all. Let's do it that way. It's easy. And I'm going to save this dashboard. Okay, so now I have a welcome block plus an announcements block. Okay, and I can go back out. There it is, okay? Here's my announcements. You saw attention all clients. I can make a new announcement. And I'll say, we're moving. You know, and put the text here, whatever that text looks like. I can make it a sticky. I can even select access by the roles. That's also doable. So there's another access layer if you wanted. So for example, if you made the dashboard accessible only to a circle or a team, you could further filter what is shown by the roles here on the announcement level. So in this case, I'm going to just go ahead and make these available to all clients and prospects. And I'll click Save. And so now, when we go and preview this other dashboard, this one will also be there because we selected all of them. So this is how you populate your announcements block, and you just saw how we added it to a dashboard. And now, just to show how it works, if I wanted to say, I want to make this one my fallback, that's easy. Just go here, set fallback. You are warned, right? Because we want to make sure you know what you're doing. But in most cases, this is pretty simple to get. And now this becomes the fallback announcement, and that's it. So this gives you the capability to create multiple dashboards, each one designed to handle a certain group of people, say for example, or a circle, or however it works in your case. And on that dashboard, you can use additional circle affiliations like we looked at, the multiple circles. You know, in general, when we're creating sort of demo workflows and structures here, it's not uncommon for one client to have 5, 6, 10 different circles used in different ways. In some cases, we add circles just to control the menu structure in a particular phase of the journey. Or in a lot of cases, we'll use a circle structure like you may have seen if you watched the reseller program video where we show the behind the scenes of how we built the reseller program. It's very common to use circles to control different phases of a journey, right? To move people, okay, they're on phase 1, they're on phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, whatever that means to you. But as they move through the phases, you're using automations to take them out of phase 1, put them in phase 2. And then based on phase 2, they see a different menu, they see a different portal page, they see a different dashboard, they see a different configuration of the current dashboard, or however it works. But you're using that circle to the adding and removing of circles throughout the journey to adjust their experience throughout the journey. And then often, exactly like this, you'll also use this overarching circle to really control them, to put them into a category that doesn't change. It doesn't actually get taken away and moved. It always is there as that sort of high-level controlling mechanism. And if you'll notice also, we have an all clients circle and an all prospect circle and all clients and prospects, which is just like, we used to just suggest that you created those, but of course they're so useful, we implemented them as defaults. So that's the super high level. No matter what, you always have that capability. Now you have company circles as well. There's some really powerful ways to use this. So it's not uncommon to have multiple circles, and then you can see in this case how you can use that to direct them to a dashboard and then use the other associated circles to control the actual content that they see on that dashboard for it to morph, and dynamic data placeholders to return data from this specifically. Now, one question I think somebody is probably going to have, and the answer is yes, but let's address it, right? So could you create a giant dashboard that you scroll for days and days and days, and then spend a lot of time trying to adjust the rows and say, okay, well this row and these 4 rows are for this circle, and then the 4 rows below that are for another circle, and the 4 rows below that are for another circle, and then just use one dashboard to be your everything, and then control your the presentation as it's presented based on that one dashboard? The answer is yes. You could definitely do that. You might need some therapy after a little while if as things start to get out of control and you're scrolling up and down and clicking and trying to keep track of it. I would not suggest that in cases of any kind of complexity. I would suggest creating multiple dashboards. You can duplicate them, so it's not like you have to rebuild them from scratch. Get one that is really close to what you need. If you need small variations of that dashboard, make sure your first one is really good and really close to what you need, so you don't have to recreate it or kind of patch 6 dashboards. You get number 1 really, really close, and then you understand that you're going to duplicate it, but you're patient and you wait until you tested it really well. Then you duplicate it 5 times and make your small adjustments on the other 5 if needed. You may not need to do it that way. You may deem that it's 100% doable in one dashboard and just modify the row permissions and do it that way. But the benefit is that the power is there if you really need to throw power tools at it. If you just need a simple screwdriver, then that's great. But if you need the power tools, they are there available to you. So that is, in a nutshell, dynamic dashboards. I hope you found that helpful. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.